Now, number 1. But before that, bago pala tayo dun sa number 1, okay, so again, we have animal science quiz and prepared by Coach Jel. Ayan, so, ito yung pinakamaganda na sa akin lang talaga, this is the quote that always remind me na to look back or to ask minsan kasi ano, problema sa atin, the reason why, we cannot ano, proceed to our anong tawag diyan, pre-test, post-test or review manual kasi nga ano, hindi tayo makapag-focus and the reason of that focus, hindi natin alam kung saan tayo magsisimula, 'di ba? So this quote ano talaga siya, reminds me na to assess yourself 'no, dapat i-assess mo yung sarili mo kung saan ka mahina. And then kung saan ka mahina, yun yung pagtuunan mo ng pansin. Kasi yung mga strength mo, puwede mo naman yun siyang i-review and then makukuha mo na agad. Unlike sa mga mahina mong part, so kailangan mo yun siya maging, converted into your strength. By the way, animal science was one of my weakness talaga. Ito yung pinaka-weakness ko when I was college pa. Kasi hindi talaga 'to na-discuss ng teacher namin and we were just, making drawings, yung mga parts ng poultry, yun. Tapos ano lang namin nilagay sa bond paper, activity lang ba, gano'n sa laboratory. Ta's nag-iihaw lang kami, yun. So, that's the problem 'no, kasi hindi masyadong na-discuss talaga ng teacher namin and, we also have this swine production sa school namin before, so medyo mayroon akong kasanayan sa doon na part na yun. So what I did, sabi ko since I have this weakness in animal science, so ang ginawa ko is to look for a work na which is related to animal science. So one day, na there was a parang ano, meron akong kakilala na yun, ni-refer ako sa isang veterinary. So ayun, sila doc ang nagtulong sa akin to understand better the animal science. Dun saan ako nagsimula, it was very hard for me to start all over again kasi sa animal science, dun ko naalala na it's like if you are studying animal science po, para ka din nag-aaral ng human science, parang gano'n. Para ka nag-aaral ng human science kasi, the physiology of animal and human is quite related to each other. The relationship is quite related. They are near to each other. However, when it comes to the structure, they are far. They have different no structure kasi ang tao wala namang apat na paa. No, so that's why the difference between animals and human science is the structure. While the physiology, they are actually the same, okay? They are actually the same. So ayun, so habang tumatagal na na pag-aaral ni sir, dun ko napansin na there's actually talaga ano, difference 'no, dun sa pag-aaral and then I found it na akala ko mahirap yung animal science 'no, dun dun ko na nalaman na, ang ganda pala niyang ano, ang ganda pala niyang pagtuunan naman. So ayun, nag-aral si sir na about 6 months, pinag-aralan ko talaga yung animal science about 6 months. Para maano siya maging not that expert 'no, at least may makukuhaan akong foundation 'no. So hindi ko na siya naging weakness. So yun, hindi ko na siya naging weakness ang animal science. It was my strength 'no, it was my strength yung animal science. So though I get here ano naman, I got an 80 plus, I think 80 plus score in animal science kasi lahat naman talaga super mahirap po talaga yung animal science. Akala ko kasi nung nag-review ako, okey na ako sa animal science when during the exam, it was like, "Oh my God," parang ano, parang basta, asa naiyak ako nung time na yun because it's it's difficult. Parang ang hirap talaga niya. Ang hirap talaga kasi you need to familiarize especially the process of each terminologies kasi each process of the terminology 'pag alam niyo yun, ibig sabihin nun, 'pag alam niyo ibig sabihin nun, it means that kahit ano pa gawin dun sa questions na binigay ng board examiner, kaya niyong sagutin. So, dapat ano, tawag dun, meron kayong yung logical ba, yung logical din ang pag-iisip ninyo, okay. So, number 1 question pa lang sa animal science iiyak ka na talaga. Tell you honestly, iiyak ka na talaga number 1 question pa lang. Sabihin mo, "Saan 'to kinuha ang tanong na 'to?" Okay, so ayun. So dun ko din napansin, though some of the terminologies very familiar to me because I have that questions. Okay, nung time namin, it was 2019, ko nakakuha ako ng test paper nun, of course. Hindi sa akin galing, like, okay, so I get it from a friend, yung mga questionnaires nun. So, that 6 subjects, I get it. So, that's the reason why some of the ano, uh, some of the review centers, meron din sila actually. Meron din sila and they actually using it. So, ayun, ginagamit nila yun for final coaching. Kay sir naman, hindi naman ginagamit ni sir yun because I always binibigyan naman yun sa klase talaga para masanay. So, ilang seconds per question ang recommended to answer. Actually, wala naman siyang second question, ano, parang nung time ko it was 50 seconds. It was 50 seconds. Mm. 50 seconds to think or na sa akin lang um, kasi you need to meron pa kasi mga computation, especially sa animal science ang daming computations, dun ka talaga niya hihilain pababa, the computations. Oo, the computations. Pero 'pag alam mo yung mga terminologies, you are not going to think like 50 seconds, 30 seconds is enough for you to think na, okay, that's the answer. Okay. So this one is my quote. So do the best you can until you know better. Yeah. If you know better, then when you know better, do better. Betterist. Betterist. So gonna take risk, gano'n. So again, you need to do you need to do your best so that you know better. Pag alam mo yung better yun, so mas marami ka pang malalaman. Okay, bye Maya Angelou. So again, let's have now number 1 question. So do not forget to put your answers on the comment box below. Okay? So number 1 question is, what is the best known war horse of the Middle Ages? A. Rouncy, B. The Corsair, C. The Destroyer, D. The none of the above. What do you think is your answer? What do you think is the correct answer? Sir, bakit po tayo meron tayong horses? Yes, kasi lumalabas po sa exam 'yan starting 2000 nung time talaga namin 2019 lumabas na talaga yung equine management. Kasi part na po 'yan siya ng agriculture, ng ano ngayon pag-aaral sa agriculture, sa animal science. 'Di ba dapat sa veterinary 'yan, but yun nakasama na siya because we use our horses, some of them for drafts, 'di ba? So ano pa ba, for transportation, yun. Okay, what do you think is your answer? What do you think is the correct answer? Put your answers now sa comment box. Okay, some of you answer letter A, some of you answer C, B, oh, ang daming B. And then some of you answer C, B, C, Lorna. Gets, oh, hi, Dindo. Ayan, si Dindo Hunasan. C, and then some of you answer B. Okay, so the correct answer for this is letter C. Okay, so C is the best known war horse of the Middle Ages. Okay, to give you a trivia also about horses or equine management, always remember that there are breeds of horses. No, they are group of horses with a common ancestry. Okay, kasi halos magkapara-para sila. Diba, especially yung kulay, yung conformation, tapos yung function, okay, ng each of the horses. Okay. So again, we have the destroyer. The destroyer is the best known war horse of the Middle Ages. And it also carried knights in battles. Have you watched yung mga movie na mga war, yung mga Kingdom? Yung gano'n, yung mga kingdom type na mga sci-fi man yun na mga movie, gano'n. So, meron niyang ganyang mga movies and mahilig ako din dun manood. Okay, so yung not Narn, may na ba sa Narnia? Meron ata sa Narnia, yun, The Chronicles of Narnia. So, meron doon, merong destroyer doon. Okay, so meron yung nakita ko. And then, they use this destroyer as to carry knights in the battles and then also tournaments and just ano pa ba? They're also described as contemporary sources as the great horse, no? Due to its significance. Okay, kasi ano siya, unique siya tignan eh. Okay, so actually yung si Ron, si Coursers and Destroyer, they are typically the primary types of war horses. Sila talaga yung ano, si Rouncy, si Corsi, Corsair, si Destrier. They are typically the three primary types of war horses when during the European Middle Ages. Okay? So, but among the three, syempre, meron talagang nangingibabaw, which is the best known is, sorry, Destroyer. Okay? And aside from that, also to give you an idea that we have, ano yung tawag doon? Sino ba yun? Si, ano ba yung term na tinawag nila? Si Palomino horse. Are you familiar with Palomino horse? Yung Palomino Horse Association of California. So, they are the one, sila yung kauna-unahan na nakapag-registered ng color breed ng horse. Palomino. Known yung Palomino yung alam mo yung ano ba yun sa Bisaya yung hindi ko talaga siya ma-explain masyado. Sa Bisaya kasi mahilig ako yung bang ano, yung kabayo-kabayo, piso-piso na inuhulog-hulog, yun dun. Yung 'di ba meron yan na ano, ano hindi naman ako talaga mahilig magsugal ng mga ganyan. Yung sa kabayo, anong tawag dun 'no, sa Manila kasi uso yan, eh, yung sa ano, racing ng kabayo. It it was ano talaga, it was popular because of Palomino Association, yun. So, yan. Okay, so they are the one who first registered a color breed of horse. Okay, number two. Quiz number two. Which of the following is not a synthetic breed of swine? A. Babcock. B. Hereford. C. Topics. D. Seghers. Okay. So some of you answer letter B. Ano lang? Okay, B, A, A, C, B, D, C, C, C. C, D, C, A, B, B, C. Ayan. Sige, ano niyo, ilagay niyo yung ano, kung ilan yung tamang sagot. Lagyan niyo rin ng items, number 2, gano'n. Okay. So, wag niyong kalimutan lagyan ng ano, items. Tapos diyan, lagay niyo din kung ilan yung score niyo. Yan is nakakatama ko. Dalawa lang tama ko, tatlo lang yung tama ko. Gano'n. Okay. So, which of the following is not a synthetic breed of swine? Okay. Actually, maraming nakakuha ng tamang sagot. That is letter B. Okay. That is letter B. Bakit? Kasi si Hereford ay isang pure breed of swine. Okay? It is a pure breed of swine. Okay? So, ano nga ba, sir, pinagkaiba ng synthetic breed sa pure breed? Okay. So, that could be discussed during our charot. 'Pag pure breed, pure, gano'n. 'Pag synthetic, ginagamitan ng chemicals, AI, artificial insemination, gano'n. So, gano'n lang kadali isipin, okey? So, ayan. So, much better 'pag na-explain ni sir 'yan sa inyo 'pag meron talagang slides na ano. Okay? So, there are actually other pure breeds. We have a list of pure breeds. We have the Spotted, the Lemusens, Chester White, itong Hereford, Tamworth, large black, Chinese pigs mesyan. So, akala ko kasi yung Hereford pang-ano lang yan, pang cattle lang yan. Well, it's not just only for cattle, but it has also sa swine. Okay? It is a pure breed of swine. Okay, yung mga synthetic breed of swine naman, we have the Topigs, the New Holland or Topigs. Yan. Topigs is ano, is a, tawag dyan? Topigs is a synthetic breed. I don't know what's the real name of that Topigs, but basta ang alam ko talaga, it is also known as New Daland. Okay, New Daland. And then, we have the Hypor, the Segers, the Cambro, JSR, the Meatmaster, the Babcock. Yun. Babcock, hindi yung ano ha, yung sa, ano, sa poultry. Okay? Cat's World, and then the Minnesota. Actually, I supposed to put this Minnesota sana para maguluhan kayo. But, you have heard na ba Minnesota? Minnesota sa isang movie? Yun. So, yun. That is a synthetic breed of swine. Okay? Yun. So, dapat po kayo mahilig po kayo mag-watch ng mga cartoon movies, yung mga ganun. Sa mga bata, yung mga gusto-gusto ng mga bata na mga movies. And some of the, yung mga sci-fi. Mahilig kasi si Sir sa mga sci-fi, ganun. So, okay. Cock kasi chicken. Oo, alam ko na talaga, Babcock. Kasi meron din po kasi yan sa chicken. Okay, okay. I get it, I get it. Okay, next. Number 3. Brahman, usually thrifty, hardy, and adaptable to a wide range of feed and climate. This breed is originated from when? From where daw? From where? Sorry, from where? Scotland, India, France, Italy. Saan kaya? Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Some of you answer A, Uy, halos A lot ng sagot. A, Scotland. Only Jessica answer B. Okay, saan kaya? So, ibig sabihin niyan, hindi niyo kilala si Brahman? Hindi na-discuss ni teacher ninyo when you were in college? Okay, dapat ito din i-discuss talaga. This is very important. Kasi paano kung let's say, second year kayo, gano'n, college, tapos hindi na-discuss ng teacher niyo 'to. Tapos fourth year kayo, nag-intern kayo sa isang, let's say, Philippine Carabao Center. Kasi hindi niyo alam yung history and characteristic of Brahman, 'di kawawa kayo. Bakit yan ABCD, Jenny? Okay. Okay. Cattle po, Bus Indicus lang yung nalalaman. Okay, so actually meron yan two types of cattle, yung humpless, yung may hump, 'di ba? 'Di ba yung may bukol sa likod, yung walang bukol sa likod, gano'n. Sa likod, gano'n. Bisaya talaga si sir. Okay, so meron yan. So discuss lang yan ni sir sa inyo 'pag nasa klase tayo. Okay, so again, we have Brahman, usually thrifty, hardy, and adaptable to a wide range of feed and climate. This breed is originated from blank. Okay, ganito. What is the link word here? The link word here is that adaptable to a wide range of feed and climate. The word is adaptable to a wide range climate. Meaning, maulan man o mainit, malakas man ang ulan, malakas man ang init, the Brahman is adaptable to this kind of climate. So, ang tanong, sa Scotland ba merong ganong climate? Meron bang ganon? Sa Scotland, wala. Sa France ba merong ganon? Wala. Sa Italy kaya meron? Wala. So the correct answer is India. India is part also of the Asian country, right? So that is why, no, wide range ang climate ng India. So that's the correct answer. So sometimes the answer to the question is nasa question pa rin. So you need to analyze properly. No? So kung kilala niyo Scotland, kaya si France, si Italy, ganun. So ayun, wala namang hard climate talaga sa mga lugar ng Scotland, France, and Italy, only in India, especially if you're under the Asian country. Kaya tinawag siya na Asian country because it has a wide range of climate. Okay? Did you get it? Now, the origin of the Brahman is India. You want to know more about the trivia of Brahman? Brahman is also, okay, um, a Brahman is an intermediate in size. They are intermediate in size and they are also with a hump. No, ano ibig sabihin ng hump? Yung meron siyang ano sa likod. May ano ba, may bukol sa likod. So what's the purpose of that hump? The purpose of that hump is to store water and food, no? Para pagdating ng panahon, no, they have food to eat and water to drink. Char. Ganon. Okay, parang camel. Okay? So that's the purpose of it. Next, parang siyang crop ng chicken. Ganon. Number four, blank is an important process for nutrition in unicellular organisms, while in multicellular organisms, it is found in specialized cells or known as cell eating. A. Phagocytosis, B. Pinocytosis, C. Exocytosis, D. Hypertonic. Whoever watched my YouTube videos sa animal science, meron yun sa playlist ng YouTube ko. Um, Merong animal science doon. Whoever watch that Cell, no? Kung sino man nakapanood ng introduction, makakasagot talaga nito. Okay, some of you answer A. Talaga naman. Si Dindo sure siya sagot eh. Why don't we ask Dindo kung ano yung mga choices na yan? Kilala mo ba sila, Dindo? Kilala mo ba yung mga choices na yan? Why you said 100% phagocytosis? Kilala niyo ba si phagocytosis? Uy, nag-left na lang sa group, nag-left na lang sa ano, sa call si ano. Okay, the correct answer is very good. The correct answer is phagocytosis. Okay, so, okay, cheating is not good. Pero para sa grado, cheating is good. Okay, so, ayan. The correct answer is phagocytosis. So always remember the word phago, it means that it engulf. Pag sinabing engulf, kinakain niya yung mga bacteria and other diseases within that animal body or plant body. So we have this phagocytosis who attack or engulf the diseases. Penocytosis is also known as cell drinking, iniinom, no, ini-engulf, hindi naman siya 'pag sinabi kasing engulf 'no, sa phagocytosis, nagdi-diminish siya within the cell, okay, within that phagocytosis. So, within that cell, white cell na 'yan, dun siya mismo, nadi-diminish, nawawala. So, it vanish into a thin air, char, gano'n. Vanish into thin air, parang gano'n siya ang nangyayari. While pinocytosis, it is like drinking cell, okay? Drinking cell meaning iniinom niya pero it will just ano, it will just tawag diyan, anong term nun? Excretion, gano'n, yung parang niluluwa lang din, 'no? After para siyang fini-filter out, tinatanggal yung mga diseases, gano'n. So, I'll be discussing more on that when we have the slides. And then we have exocytosis, tinatawag ko siyang cell vomiting. Cell vomiting. Kasi ang trabaho ng exocytosis is, though i-engulf niya, pero hindi yun siya na ano, hindi siya nagde-diminish sa loob talaga ng cell. Iniluluwa niya palabas ng cell. Okay, iniluluwa niya palabas ng cell para hindi siya yung diseases hindi siya maka-penetrate dun sa cell. So that's the work of exocytosis. Sometimes we have waste, sometimes may mga waste or dumi sa cell. So exocytosis also one of the the ano yan, process that helping ah, parang tinatanggal yung waste sa cell. And one of parang naging friendship din exocytosis sa process na 'to is si vacuole. Okay, si vacuole. Hopefully naintindihan niyo yung mga terms na sinasabi ko. Kasi yan ay nakakita sa organelles ng cell, okay. And then we have hypertonic. So, si hypertonic is yan, tulad ng itlog. Are you familiar with itlog? 'Pag ang itlog nilalagay niyo siya sa water, ano nangyari sa itlog 'pag nilagay niyo sa water? It's for you to know. It's for you to find out. Well, I'll be discussing more of this kasi it's not just hypertonic, we have also hypotonic. Yun. So, mas maganda siya pag i-discuss yun siya, yung cell burst out, yung mga ganun na term. Okay? Yan. So, this one is, ano na talaga siya. So, the correct answer is letter A, ha? So, very, ano siya, hindi rin siya linong-ag na itlog. I mean, ilalagay niyo there's a bottle of water and then you are going to put that egg inside of that bottle of water. So what happened with the egg pag matagal siyang nalunod sa water? It will burst out or some of the egg is not going to burst out. So anong tawag dyan? It's either hypertonic or hypotonic. Yun. So mayroon mga term na ganyan. So I'll be discussing more of that. Okay? Soon. So mas maganda kasi pag meron talaga siyang slides. Then we have number 5. The large flight muscles make up as much as 1/5 of the body weight and are attached to an extension of the sternum is called blank. A. Clavicle. B. Coracoid. C. Scapula. D. Keel. Parang tumatagal gumagaling si ano, si Tindo, Magaling talaga si Dindo. Problema lang ayaw niya mag-take ng exam. Okay. Okay, so the correct answer for number 5 is the large flight muscles make up as much as 1/5 of the body weight and are attached to an extension of the sternum is called. Okay, lahat po. Okay. So lahat ay sumagot ng letter A. The correct and actually wala pong nakakuha ng tamang sagot. The correct answer po is letter D. It's keel. Bakit po keel? Are you familiar with pneumatic bone? Pneumatic bone, it is a bone specialized only for birds to fly, right? So now, lahat ay mali. Now, what's clavicle? Clavicle is a wishing bone. That's a wishing bone. It's not used for flight muscles. It's not used for flight muscles. Have you seen, 'di ba 'pag kumakain tayo ng chicken, 'pag nag-order tayo ng breast part, meron doon sa breast part ng chicken na malambot, 'no? It's like a bone, but it's a tissue that malambot, 'no? We can actually, uh, we can eat that one if you can eat it, but it's soft, 'di ba? It's not the same with the bone na matigas. It's soft, yung sa breast part. Ang tawag po doon ay sternum or also known as keel. Keel is also another name for poultry na sternum, okay? Sternum or keel. Ngayon alam niyo na. Okay, so the correct answer is keel. Clavicle po, it is the wishing bone. Yung sa neck, yan sa neck ninyo, yan, hawakan niyo yung neck ninyo. Malapit sa neck ninyo, yung bones na yan, that is clavicle or the wishing bone. Yung coracoid naman, that is near the clavicle. Scapula, that is near the wings, where the base of the wings attach. And then we have the keel. O yun, the keel is the sternum. Okay? Also known as sternum. Next. Wala talaga nakakuha ng tamang sagot. Okay. You know what's the reason kung bakit nakakalipad yung chicken? Because of the pneumatic bone in the wings, right? Pneumatic bone. Kasi meron mga air spaces sa loob, right? Meron mga air spaces sa loob. So kaya nakakalipad yung chicken, mga poultry. Now, 'di ba paglipad nila, pag nagla-landing na sila, ang unang natatamaan, ang mabigat na parang ang mabigat ba na tawag diyan, natatamaan una sa lupa or kung saan sila magla-landing ay yung breast part nila. Kasi yun ay tinatawag na yan, large flight muscles. Yun ang mabigat na part sa kanila. Okay? And then we have quiz number 6. It is often called the master endocrine gland because it controls many of the other endocrine glands in the body. A. Pineal gland. B. Pituitary gland. C. Adrenal gland. D. Hypothalamus. So, what do you think is the correct answer? Master endocrine gland. Okay. Mali na naman ba kayo ng sagot? Posible talaga, sir. Huwag umiyak. Hindi naman posible. Okay. Okay. So, the correct answer for this, number 6, okay, lahat naman ay sumagot ay letter B. Okay, sagot na ang lahat ay letter B. So, the correct answer is letter, sorry yung aking pen. Letter B, pituitary gland. Very good. You get the correct answer. It is pituitary gland. Bakit? Si pituitary gland po sa utak natin is a pea size. Para po siyang pea size. Okay? It's a pea size structure that is attached by a stalk to underside of the cerebrum of the brain. Tinatawag din po siyang master endocrine gland because it controls many of the other endocrine glands in the body. But sometimes, not sometimes, however, endocrine gland is also controlled by hypothalamus. Okay? It's also controlled by hypothalamus. So, pituitary gland is the master endocrine gland because it controls or it can provide the lacking hormones, while hypothalamus is the one also controlling pituitary gland. Actually, pagdating kay hypothalamus, marami talagang trabaho sa hypothalamus. Kaya yan minsan, not good na not not good na tawag diyan, tawag diyan na 'pag may high blood tayo gano'n tapos pinapahawak yung sa may ano, sa may neck part. So, that's not good kasi malapit tayo 'yan. Diyan actually located sa hypothalamus, 'yun. So, maraming work or function sa hypothalamus, it's very important, especially also in our temperature. Still have 15 minutes. So, ayun, kasi recorded kasi ang class, naumay kasi sila sa klase 'pag umabot ng 1 hour. Kaya ayun, so, right after this one, if not finished yet with the 15 items, so we give you another link para ma-record natin siya another one. So, merong part 1 and part 2 ang quizzes. Okay? So, next is we have number 7. Blank is the inability to copulate successfully. Blank is the inability to copulate successfully. Okay, some of you answer letter A, some of you answer letter B. Okay, ang daming sumagot na letter A. Only Philip answer letter B. Okay, Jessica answer letter B also. Ayun yun ang Cryptorchid? Hindi niyo ba kilala si Cryptorchid? Okay. So the correct answer for number 7 is letter ten ten tenenet. It's letter B, impotence. Okay, that is impotence. Actually, there are three of that na when it comes to infertility. Okay, so we have infertility. Iba din pa ang function ng infertility. Pag sinabi ng infertility, wala talagang kakayahan to fertile. Okay, no, to produce an offspring. Wala talagang kakayahan to produce an offspring. So, that pa yan palang ibig sabihin ng infertility. Pag ibig sabihin ng infertility, inability of sperm. No? Inability ng sperm to fertilize an egg. Walang ability to fertilize an egg. So, pag infertile, meaning baog. Okay? So, pag impotence naman, inability to copulate successfully. Meron pong ganyan na scenario, yung during the sex intercourse, no, yan. Hopefully you're open-minded guys, kasi ganito naman talaga. Especially pag reproductive system, ganito talaga yung discussion. Pag sa sex po, during the sex, impotence. Ang impotence po kasi ibig sabihin niyan, yung nag-sex kayo pero hindi natapos, walang kakayahan to finish the copulation. Yun. So, hindi siya makaka-provide ng spermatozoa or that egg cell. Yung parang nawawalan siya ng gana. So, meron yang ganyang movie na panood ko sa ano. Mahilig naman kasi ako ng mga BL movie. Ayun, sa mga BL movie. Yan, nakikita ko yan minsan yung ganyan, mga impotence. And then, yung mga drama, yung mga kabit-kabit, mahilig ako niyan manood sa mistress. Meron yan mga impotence, yung hanggang sa libog lang but they cannot produce spermatozoa, yung gano'n, hindi sila successfully makapag-copulate, yun, that is what we call impotence. Pagdating naman sa cryptorchid, ito yung tinatawag na yung sa scrotal or the scrotum part, yun bang, di ba the reason why, the only thing that para hindi magkaanak yung ano tawag dun 'no, hindi 'di ba yung mga lalaking aso, let's say aso, okay? Yung mga lalaking asong tinatanggalan natin ng isang itlog, right? So, para hindi manganak, hindi magkaanak. So, ayun, hindi siya din maghanap ng, tawag dun, hindi siya sa ano pa, sa ano, hindi siya magpokpok, hindi siya maging pokpok. Yung gano'n, yung gano'ng term, okay? So, yun ang nangyayari. So, 'pag tinanggalan ng, testicles, yung testicles, not the scrotum, the testicles, okay? So, meron 'yan sa ano, sa hayop, meron isa lang ang testicles, okay? So, kasi hindi nag-descend yung isang testicles, hindi lumabas yung isang testicles. So, that's the reason kaya nagkakaroon ng cryptorchid, okay? Ibig sabihin, hindi nag-descend yung isang testicle. What happened with that? So, it means that it cannot provide fertility. Okay? And the word for cryptorchid, the better word is undescended or not descendant. Ganon ang term. So, hindi lumabas talaga yun fully yung isang testicles. And then we also doing that sa baboy. Tinatanggalan natin ng isang itlog or testicles para hindi magbaho. Right? So, that's one of the reason. Okay? So yun, ang morula po that is actually sa part na po yan ng process ng reproduction system after after conception. You know what's conception? When the egg cell and the sperm cell get together, flux together, ganun. After that po, nagkakaroon na po ng morula. Okay, as far as I know, that is six divided cell. Yan, meiosis or mitosis din. It's meiosis, I think. Basta nasa ano yan siya, mas maganda kasi 'pag nasa process, nasa diagram siya, makikita niyo. Meron pa yan si blastocyst, gano'n, nakasama doon. Okay? So, that's Yung ABC po, under po yan sa lalaki. Yung D, under po sa babae yan. Okay? Number 8, route of vaccination and medication for 5 to 12 days of chicks for NCD or Newcastle disease or avian pest vaccine. Saan daw yung route of vaccination? Yung iba na may experience dito sa sa farm, yun, magaling silang sumagot dito. By the way, nakalimutan ko pala, dun sa mga students ko, I will give the link for the crop protection mock test. Yung sa Google Docs, nakalimutan ko pala yun kanina. Para after nyo mag-answer, may answer key na agad na lalabas. Yun. Okay, after this. Hopefully you are done with the video recordings. Okay? So we still have 8 minutes. I'll give you another link later after this one, ha? After this item. Okay, so the correct answer is okay. So the correct answer is intranasal or intraocular. Very good. It's letter B. Again, ang route ng vaccination, medication for 5 to 12 days of chicks or avian pest vaccine is intranasal po. Mass method pag day-old chicks pa lang, day-old chicks. Okay? Pag mass method drinking water po pag pag more than a week. Okay? More than like 2 weeks, ganon. More than 2 weeks. That is mass method or drinking water. And then naman, this one also is NCD. NCD din pa ito. Newcastle disease pa rin. And we have also the wing web. Pag na po siya. Days ba yung weeks na pala? Sorry, weeks. This one is weeks na din siya. 5 to 6 ganun. So, wing web na ang route of vaccination. Okay? Next, we have, okay. So, but before we proceed to that, okay, I'll give you another link sa GC for number 9 hanggang 15. Okay? So, out muna tayo dito.